Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Gamescom 2014 and welcome to the 2014 Season 3, the summer season of ESL One Battlefield 4. It's time now for the semi-finals. It's going to be a cracker. These two teams have very different history when it comes to ESL One and European Battlefield 4. The first team up onto the stage, please make some noise for a team who appear in their first ever semi-final, GC. And they go head-to-head with a team who have been here before. Not only have they been in the semi-finals before, but they are a former ESL One champion. The Season 1 champions of 2014. Please welcome MYM. Okay, with our team set now, it's time to go over to our commentary team for our first semi-final of the day. Let's find out who goes through to our third final.
Thanks for that, Paul. Pansy, you sit really awkwardly in this chair.
I just see Jason going up and down like this.
I have to shrink it, and it doesn't bounce any lower than this. But anyways, yes, thank you very much. And obviously, our first semi-final coming your way. Gamers Connection. I don't know where to put them. Day one, they looked okay. They looked amazing.
Less than okay. I mean, I thought GC started kind of under my expectations.
They were underwhelming.
Yeah. I wasn't really impressed by them. They've done much better today. And going up against MYM, a team who really are, well, they're MYM. Everybody knows them. Everybody knows what to expect from them. MYM.
Sorry. Let's make a stupid joke. But yeah, everyone knows MYM, exactly.
Yeah, so we know what to expect from them. GC, hit or miss. MYM can be the same. So, I mean, I'm not going to go crazy with a prediction here.
I think, I'm trying to remember. Okay, so the fact is, like, Gamers Connection, they had a match already today. They had the ability to kind of warm up. Though, obviously, we have a backstage area for teams to warm up, to get prepared. Safe looks like he had a good night's rest. Looks like he maybe was sleeping out there as well. I want to say MYM should have this, just for the fact that they've been playing well. We know when they get on the main stage, they can perform super well. As Laura and I were saying yesterday, they're not one of those teams that's just very standard, very very consistent. They're one of those teams that can spike high and one of the teams that can fall low. And when they're in front of a crowd like this on a live stage, I feel like they always hit highs here. And as you can see, we're going to have Meech Breakers up against Gamers Connection for this one. And then coming up after that will be Fnatic versus Planet Key Dynamics.
Oh. I mean, I don't know. Game.
I'm saying, I'd say that too because I feel bad for Planet Key. They got the worst end of this one.
Well, the fact that they got as far as they did is great for Planet Key Dynamics.
You have been backing them.
I have from the. I mean, there was a bit of a smile on your face when I first mentioned that I was a fan of Planet Key Dynamics.
Are you stupid? No.
And so I'm really happy to see them get this far. Fnatic, however, is going to be a huge hurdle to overcome. But first of all, let's focus on the game in hand. And with MYM, they're a team, I mean, first season, they came out on top, taking that first spot, and they've kind of not dropped off the face of the earth, but they haven't been as present as they were in the first season.
It's true. They haven't... It's very true, sadly.
Yeah.
Like, first season, they did well in Cups. They started off actually doing really well in the Cups. I think they even won the first one back in winter. Then they had a steady decline. And then, obviously, coming into the groups, they won. Yeah, nothing really amazing out of them. But then they obviously get to the offline finals. They win 3-2 against Pyrogen. To pick that one up, actually barely winning that one. It was actually almost went Pyrogen's way at the end on Siege of Shanghai. But since then, they've been kind of just, like they really haven't
trailing
stood out.
Along. Like you said, they're not a team that normally does this, but in these kind of online events or online tournaments, they've not really been that present. However, here on the stage, when you can really hear, Safe's next to you shouting as opposed to over, TeamSpeak, he's really next to you, and if the guy is a motivator, if he stays on top of this,
that's what you call it. He's a drill instructor.
That's probably a better.
It's a motivator, though.
Yeah, a motivator. In one way or another, he will motivate you. But I mean, if he's loud on stage, you guys in the audience here at Gamescom will probably hear him as soon as those little tickets start getting closer and closer to an MYM win. He's certainly going to be very vocal. So I'm looking forward to that. On the other side of things, though, GC. Are there any standout players to you for the GC team?
No, GC team is. Everyone plays well.
Yeah,
like we were doing the Exertus match earlier between them, the rematch for the decider, and Exertus has Malcolm who stands out, has Wyros who stands out, but GC they just have everyone playing consistently well.
The GC standard and they stick to it, which
it's always a good thing.
Yeah, it's hit and miss though. I mean, I've probably said that already. I don't want to repeat myself, but with GC, they're either in it or they're not. You mentioned the warm-up, which is true, and that's going to play a big part in them. They managed to bring Exertus down, a team that actually, Exertus gave them a really good game in the first yesterday.
Yeah.
GC going on to kind of in a rematch, managing to come out on top of that one. So they're probably feeling good, and NYM hopefully holding their heads equally as high. So we're going to be going into a really good game here. Guys, don't forget to vote, though. Visit ESL-one.com and place your vote. We can see the percentages beneath us very shortly.
We're actually giving away prizes, I believe, for like the top predictors. So obviously a little bit late to tell you. We probably should have did that yesterday.
But I mean, if you are doing it, congratulations. But I mean, doing well.
The thing is, considering we had, what was it, like 88% of the people vote for a team that lost. So there's always a good chance you still could win with a 100% rate, kind of like that. And let's head over and check that one out. But I'm looking into this game here as they do start to load up into the server, and obviously the Pixie Band's coming up. I'm thinking, what do they want to play? And I'm looking through my notes here. I'm trying to see, the results from the teams here and see just who has the best results on what maps. And I'm looking at Gamers Connection. They performed well on Storm every time. 92 tickets they won. They lost the first map, or the first half against Exertus on that map.
Oh, this was that incredible comeback.
Yeah, but it was 84 tickets in favor of Exertus. But then they came back and won with 92. So still pretty strong on that one. They even played again today and had 71. So a very strong map for them. Meet Your Makers, I'm looking, I don't even think have played, they played Storm once, and they beat Epsilon with 8 tickets. So Storm maybe is a map that we want to see them pick.
That's certain they're not going to be banning it out. It's a map that they've not banned it once since being here over this 2-day tournament. And for those of you that have just joined us, 8 teams started. We now have 4. It's been amazing. We've seen some Australian players. We've seen them do. You were so rude and nasty. I liked Vox. They were great. Didn't manage to do.
Oh no, I was laughing about something else.
Oh okay. Oh, I thought you were being not nasty about Vox again.
No. Great guys. Really nice guys.
Yeah, but so we haven't seen them progress. But with the 4 that we have, it's really interesting to see.
Well, it's still nice that we finally get an Oceanic team here. To finally get the experience, see firsthand the actual playstyles of these other teams, and bring that home with them. Hopefully some other teams step up in that region to really match them.
Yeah, no one's there to challenge them at the moment. So if you guys are watching all the way from Australia,
we should make a team.
I don't know what time it would be there, but if you are watching from Australia, make a team, destroy them, and give them something to work with, because right now they're at the top of their scene, and they can't really compete with the EU.
I think they're like plus...
Oh, that's the Jason Maths face.
I think they're plus 8 or 9.
Okay.
I don't know.
I don't have any clocks.
I don't know where I'm going. I don't know why I even said that.
Anyway.
But again, so we have some great results. Some unfortunately underwhelming results here, but it doesn't matter because right now it's Meet Your Makers, and MYM, I'm trying to think, they've changed their style up a bit. I remember, I think it was Laura and I mentioned it yesterday, we were looking at Dawnbreaker with them versus Epsilon, and they weren't really about that chaotic, crazy play that they normally do. They were more about playing standard, which is unlike them, and they didn't really pull it off too well, which kind of is a shame. Yeah. It's really cool to see a team that can be that limber and change up their style so damn quickly here. And right now you're obviously seeing Safe, getting everyone pumped up, getting them ready to go here. See, look, he looks well rested, way more rested than we do.
Yeah, no, he probably had a nice early night. They didn't actually go too late. NYM, they had a couple of early afternoon games, and obviously on the GC side.
Yeah, well, as you see, they're kind of just getting into it, getting prepared, and we'll see if they have what it takes. This is probably one of their toughest matchups. I'm gonna actually look. I can't remember off the top of my head. Let me just make 100% sure on this one.
For GC, yeah, no,
they played Vox and Exertus.
Yeah.
Not to be disrespectful, but that's not Fnatic.
That's not Fnatic. It's not Epsilon, and it's not MYM.
Yeah.
So you're absolutely spot on there. This is going to be their biggest test then for the French team, GC.
And the thing is, I feel like both these teams have similar-ish play styles. Obviously, the French team of Gamers Connection, a little bit more crazy with it, a little bit more French with it. But I'm curious to see how Meet Your Makers can handle this. And I feel like if anything, Meet Your Makers is going to underestimate Gamers Connection. I feel like there's no way they're overestimating them, and it might come back to haunt them.
Whoa, and look at the first map we talked about, Dawnbreaker, straight away eliminated, followed by Railway. Not a big surprise there. We know MYM have got some
Locker and Dam
there.
Are taken. Oh, wow, Siege.
Siege? I wasn't expecting that. But I thought both teams relatively impartial to Siege. But however, that does leave Dam.
Oh my god.
I think we're seeing Dzavod eliminated, and that is a surprise. Okay, so Locker, Storm, and Dam going to be your 3. And now to determine the order.
Looks like Operation Locker will be picked first by Gamers Connection. And Storm's got to
They're
be
going to
second.
surely see Storm. Yep, okay, so we're going to have Dam as a decider. It's a map that hasn't been played, probably the least played map so far. Maybe Railway a close second, but still maps that are either not seeing too much playtime over this 2-day tournament.
Seems like we're getting matched with all the Dam play.
We are, and I'm not too bothered by that. Dam is a map which kind of, it was a bit different to something, the other stuff we'd seen. We saw a lot of close kind of Zavod was the map I was trying to say.
I was going to say, is that an English word?
Close Zom. No, but with Zavod, it's a very different type of map and a different play style. This is going to be interesting, but obviously we're going to dive into that first map. And I'm really relieved we haven't seen Dawnbreaker this time.
I'm with you on that one. I really am, and I'm curious to actually see how well Meachmaker's going to do, because Safe had a cheeky little smile when they were doing the picks there.
He did.
And that kind of...
I think he got what he wanted, maybe.
I think so. I think he read his opponent perfectly here. And I'm just going to find out. I mean, he still looks very happy. He's a very, very happy guy in general. But you can tell there's something off about him right now. You can tell he's like extra happy. And I mean, if we were to just look at the names alone, you know, if I were to say Gamers Connection, I would say Meet Your Makers. Which team do you know of more? Yeah. Obviously, you know, MYM is the organization you're going to think of here. But, you know, Gamers Connection, again,
Team chat though, they're doing the having kind of a bit of a hype session. It's all about momentum here in Battlefield. You start strong, you're going to finish strong. Well, I was about to say that, but I mean, we've seen teams start strong and kind of fizzle out. But in most lessons we learn is we don't want
probably take the camera off that screen. You know,
let's look at things that aren't the server details.
That's not our server. Don't worry, guys. Definitely not ours. But either way, you know, Gamers Connection, they played in the groups Season 1. Season 2, they just literally didn't play in the groups. Like, if they just would have entered the tournament, they would have gotten like 5 points, and that would have actually got them into the groups last season. So obviously, you know, changing things up this time here. Looking forward to, you know, match up against these two teams. And as you can see, just going to prepare a little bit of fist bumps, a little bit of handshakes, a little bit of hand fist bumps.
Hand fist bumps?
I know, there's
as opposed to
slap to the fist bump.
As opposed to those other oh, I see what you mean. Okay.
Yeah.
I thought you were talking about, like, you know, a variation of the non-hand fist bump, which I didn't know it existed.
A non-hand foot bump. Fist bump. Anyways, let's move on from that one.
Yeah,
we're sounding pretty dumb right now. So Locker, Storm, and Dam. Yeah. I don't necessarily like Dam as a third map.
Well, the thing that is interesting is that it has been avoided prior to this. So a map that hasn't seen too much playtime, whether that's teams keep saving it for a special occasion, and I think a semi-final, it could very well be that special occasion. And so maybe, you know, MYM have got that up their sleeve. They're willing to give up a map to get onto Dam. But I think both these teams are obviously desperate to wrap it up as soon as possible. There's the beautiful cup. It's going to be alongside 30,000 euros, or a slice thereof, of the tasty cash prize. I'm sure both teams... I mean, I'm just happy to see teams that... I mean, GC...
You're just a happy person, in general.
I do smile a lot, there's no doubt about that. But it's great to see. And I do hope to see a real... Maybe... I want a 3-mapper. That's what I want.
You do want a 3-mapper? I
want a 3-mapper.
And, you know, I don't want to see Dam in this situation. I like the map.
You don't want to see Dam?
It's just the fact of... On Dam, if you have a third map, it's just so one-sided, it's not really equal. You can't really have an even match in that one, unfortunately, because of just how the map works.
Yeah.
But Locker going to be a good one. Meet Your Makers, this is what I'm curious about, because you asked me about Gamers Connection. Anyone there I think is going to step up. And I said, you know, the entire team plays well. Meet Your Makers, though, if you asked me the same question about them, I'd say Ducky Chen and Punchroll. Those are the two real fraggers for the team.
Yeah, okay.
And on Operation Locker, which can be a very frag-heavy map, I feel like it could potentially benefit Meet Your Makers. Then again, if you have a team that is consistently doing well, then, you know, you can match that and potentially beat it.
It's a really good point. If they can meet MYM's pace, then things could go well.
All right, well, just loading into the server here, ladies and gentlemen. Looks like we're waiting on one person from each team, and we should be kicking this one off here. And you know, Safe was playing pretty well yesterday. I'll give you that. He was actually doing a fantastic job. And you know, one thing we see in clashing styles between MYM and Fnatic is not one person plays a set role. Like,
what's that?
You don't have Mort playing an anchor.
Oh, you know.
You don't have Too Easy and Value always playing Slayer. Because in this one, we saw yesterday that, you know, Punchroll, if the situation's needed, he'll sit back, play anchor. If the situation's needed for Safe, he'll play anchor. If Punchroll's playing anchor, Safe will play Slayer. I mean, it all changes up depending on what they need at that point here. And obviously on Locker, it's such a crazy map that really anything can happen here. And I want to see what two flags the teams are going to focus on. I've always been a fan of A and B. Like, obviously, it's not the most desirable to most teams, But I like the whole fact that you can lock a team outside. You can leave them out in the cold.
I mean, we saw that strategy early in the Planet Key Dynamics Epsilon game. It was really, actually, very, very effective because even if you don't hold it for that long, you get AB, they're forced outside with the spawns. And then if you hold it, say, 20, 30 seconds, even if they do kind of get in towards A, which is probably the more likely of the two, just purely ease of access, they do secure A, then B is a very easy rotate for those players. So it's easy to kind of run in circles almost around your opponents if you do start with a nice early A-B hold. Not easy to pick up at the start though, just because of spawns. I mean, with the enemy team, unless they do some strange, crazy 4-man, make it 5-man push towards C, it's very hard to start with an A-B hold.
Yeah, I think it comes up to the Russian side as well. Like the whole fact of, some teams will just send maybe one guy out towards C, maybe just to see what's up. And then they'll rush 3 straight towards B to kind of test it right away kind of thing, to potentially go for like an early A-B hold.
Right.
But then we've seen teams do opposite styles. We've seen teams just send, 2 towards A just to hold it, and 3 outside to C to make sure to pick that one up just to secure an early 2-1. Like most teams will leave C out in the cold, but one thing we've seen within this season, or not the season, within the playoffs alone, is that any flag that was typically left out in the cold, you don't really bother with it too much, is a highly contested pick now.
Oh, romance in the crowd.
I think she's just tired. A lot of things at Gamescom going on. And there's some bouncing.
They're just excited. Look at that. A single excited audience member. So we're going to be getting to this game
Where's Pansy? We saw her like 7 times in the crowd yesterday.
Yeah, she's not there. Not interested.
All right. Well, guys, we are just waiting for... Oh, the admins to say ready, I believe. Let me actually just say...
Surprised to see himself on the big screen. Yeah, Dr. Pepper product placement there.
I wanted to see it make him laugh and spit out his drink. Yeah. That would have been amazing. Unfortunately, I guess we're both not funny for that. But anyway, just wait the admins to go ahead and kick this one off here. I think maybe Gamers Connection, just making sure someone reconnect. Obviously, you want to get your peripherals set up here. As you can see,
so roster rundown.
Handsome-looking guys. Handsome-looking.
All right, let's talk about Meteor Makers. So Flax, Punch Roll, Safe, Ducky-chan, and Seo. We've outlined their kind of standout players. Actually, Safe was at the top of the scoreboard last game I casted for these guys, so that was a surprise. Not normally his usual role, and there he is there.
I didn't realize Safe's name was actually Safe.
Yeah, Safe.
I didn't realize that. Wow. Jason,
please. Derulo.
Do we have any of those like caster graphics like that for us?
Well, for us.
Yeah, like us standing looking intimidating.
We need to get me and you arms crossed looking mean, and then we can do like a roster rundown of the casters. That sounds great. As short as
and you can show our KDAs.
Yeah.
Like
there you go. Right, so talk me through GC.
Well, we have Jika, Gia, Fraud, Rella, and Hexus here. And Hexus has been he's been doing some interesting things. He's been using the sniper rifle, the snipper rifle.
That's true.
Snipper rifle.
True. Yeah, he's the guy.
And obviously we saw it on Storm. It actually had some interesting effects. Laura and I were talking about it. He was maybe doing a couple of spawn blocks that actually could limit the other team and where they can come from. I wonder if, well, actually, you know what? I know he's not going to go with sniper rifle for this one. There's no way you'll do that on Locker when it's so hard to snipe on the outside and everything's way too close quarter combat.
Yeah, he did do it before, though. You're absolutely right. It's a strange one. No, here on Locker, he went to the outside area, coming in from the cold, coming in from that C site.
Well, that was a troll.
That was him being mean, but he did pick up a very, very sweet triple.
Yeah, that was awesome. That really was. And well, he couldn't hit shots like that though. Not anymore. Well, at least he didn't earlier on.
There it is. I don't know what we've done, but it looks so lovely. A little glistening. I want to see if the other teams are ready. I think it is just another technical issue. I'm sure you guys are well aware that the battlefield has been plagued with some PC issues, but we are just going to be kicking off in but a second. Obviously, I think that it affects the players more than anything else. I know when I'm sat down on the stage and you've had, people talking about, you can see the cup to your right or your left, or obviously where you are on stage, constantly sat there like, this is what I want. This is what I'm playing for. Obviously, there isn't 30,000 in it, but they know what they're playing for. And just constantly being on stage, under those stage lights, our horrible voices talking about them, and obviously the crowd in front of them, you can see in that shot there, there's a lot of pressure on them to perform.
It's the Dr. Pepper guy.
And being forced to just sit there and wait. Waiting is probably worse than losing at some point. Admittedly, losing can be pretty tough.
And as you just saw, the votes we have coming in, 54% in favor of MYM, 46 for Gamers Connection. That's, I think, the closest vote we've had so far.
Yeah.
And that kind of shows you that, people think these teams are pretty evenly matched. I think we're kind of on the same boat. I think we're slightly favoring Meteor Makers just like the people out there who voted.
Yeah, of course. Did we see the percentage? What was it? 30?
It was 54 to 46.
Oh, it's nice actually, quite close. Okay, so we do have some Gamers Connection fans in the crowd.
Of course. Fans for everyone, even fans for you. I swear you have at least one fan out there.
I would like to think
Probably
so.
Lauren.
It may be Lauren.
All right, let me just go ahead and check in again, just to make sure
54.
what we are waiting for. And
Actually
it looks like
favoring GC. That's interesting.
All right, so Meachmakers are now ready. Gamers Connection can be right up in here in a second, just to make sure all their settings are correct. I've been even poking them a couple of times, saying, guys, get ready, come on. We got a game to play here. Don't stall this out. All right, so we're going to be starting the map, and we'll be kicking this one off here. And I wonder what sides these teams are going to be on. I actually don't officially know until we do drop back in.
No.
But I think it's going to determine the pace of the game, obviously.
You mentioned the Russian side, so that's the side that can really... Is it the favoring spawn, or...?
I feel like... I personally feel like the Russian side has a favorable spawn. I don't know if Lauren would agree with me on that one, but just the fact that you're the one controlling the pace of the game. Because if you're playing on, obviously, the US side, you're going to send someone out towards C most likely.
Yeah.
And you're most likely going to cap it. You're going to always get B, obviously, since you're right next to it, but you have a choice, I guess, as well. You can potentially push for A if you want, but then again, I feel like most of the time the Russian team always wins that initial push.
No, you're probably spot on. Obviously, you can see the players in the crowd there, ESC, Fnatic, all just... This is a great chance for them to watch. With this being the semis, their potential opponent is sat in that crowd. I mean, sorry, is sat on that stage. So any sort of hint to what they may play on this map, how they may play this map.
I almost guarantee that Exodus out there was rooting, come on, Meachmakers, beat those guys.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, so the game is going to be kicking off here. We're going to drop you in a game here. Meachmakers will be on the Russian side here, and Gamers Connection will be on the US side. And, well, we're going to see one man towards C. We're going to see a three-man push over towards B. A little bit delayed, but kind of what we expected coming out. And the same thing coming out of Gamers Connection here. So it's going to be a really interesting thing to see how this one kicks off, where the first frags are going to come in from. And it looks like Gia will pick up the first one as well. Safe will finally respond with a kill, but look at this. We have one man, Gia, getting around the flank here, won the fight on Snake, and they have the perfect position.
It's looking great. Look at the way they've started right now. C has got untouched. They're absolute stalemate outside in the cold. In the meantime, though, look at this.
I'm amazed that he just hasn't gone for the cap.
GC picking up AB hold. Finally, their third man going to... I think it's Jika, actually. Yeah, it is. On that C site as well. Managing to get a trip cap this early. It's going to be short-lived as we do see Punchroll alongside his buddy Safe for MYM securing B. And they're not going to worry about that. They can now know exactly where, or at least where they should be. And so they can contain the MYM team right now.
All right, so you can see Flax and Seo just so patient.
Very.
I wanted to say passive, but they're waiting for the moment to shine. They're waiting for the moment to push, and they know they're probably going to flank from that A flag. And look at that, Gia picks up the 1v1. Will he expect Flax? So is Flax going to charge straight into Mir, gets the peek, gets the kill, gets the revive in, I believe, as well. And even Punchroll coming out big. Remember, this is the man we had pinned. If he's doing well for the team, we could see Meachmakers with, honestly, a very easy 2-0. Right now, he's currently 5-2. Definitely stepping up for him. You can see a little bit of fight breaking out towards A as well here as Ducky Chan trying to defend onto the flag, picks a frag. Right now, Meachmakers, even though they did get early 2 caps, they're looking like the stronger team nonetheless.
Yeah, I mean, Ducky Chan, really nice work from them. And obviously, when Ducky Chan's playing his A game, so is his team. So, Punchroll as well, doing well. 5 frags already. We're only a couple of minutes in. See the BC hold. It's going to be questioned, though. Look at this. The integrity of C is about to come crumbling down. Hexus is on top of that one. No one there to really question it. And GC going to secure the AC hold. Worried about A, though, as 3 players from MYM storm in. Ducky Chan at the forefront of that one. He's going to be bringing that one back under MYM control. One man does fall, though. In the assault, it was Seo, but he's straight back up again as electricity fills his heart.
That was just straight up good communication.
Fantastic.
They knew there's 2 people outside. They're like, all right, well, A's weak, go hit it. And they just, instead of actually going for a split and hitting multiple directions, they just straight up, all right, we'll rush middle detectors, we'll get the kill, and we'll open that one up here. And now, well, as you can see, they have Gamers Connection out in the cold here. You see them trying to fight back. They're almost getting squad wiped here. Gia, the last man alive. Let's actually check out where he is. Well, he's going to be dead. That's where he is. He's in hell right now. As you can see, Jika will be coming around the side, trying to push in towards that B flag. But with all the respawns coming on top of him, that's just prime position for Meachmakers. They get the information. Guys, there's 3 spawns here. Like, we got this hold. Just back me up if I die, kind of like that. And they already have a 20-ticket lead.
20-ticket lead. They started a little bit shakily, but after GC maybe sending a few too many resources to that B flag, and losing out on that one, we do see quite a confident hold right now. GC, though, heading to B. No one from MYM's really going to question that, though, as they're just going to rotate around, picking up C or not. If FRD can do anything about it. I think I'm going to say fraud. FRD is a
You questioned yourself on that one. When you
I was like, yeah, is this FRD? Anyway, though, let's jump away from the names, and we can actually see GC come out of that bout on C. Going to come out with a, I think it's going to be a BC, and it could last as well, because Zia is on that B flag, and he has potential to defend it. You can see his positioning here. Sitting steady. Wow, fantastic positioning on that staircase. Just enough to put a bullet into the brain with the ACW, and now looking for a second as well, as his sight has been taken down. Great play on the top of these stairs, looking to revive as well, does, and now, what a fantastic defense there from GC. They should have lost B, they did, but they're going to be able to retake it straight away.
And they have no one outside towards C at the same point in time here, and you know, I think 4 men died on Gamers Connection, and Gia was the last man alive here as he was able to pick up those 2 frags at the end, but that just shows the rest of Meech Makers, the push they made worked out for them. Well, now they're down to 1 flag here, as you can see, and we're going to have Fraud watching outside here with the nades, Rennie and Jika as well. I've never really seen 2 people, or teams commit 2 people just to watch C, because it's such an easy site to hold once you finally do get that flag.
Yeah, actually really interesting to see how people, teams structure it, because sometimes I've seen players barely even send 1. In fact, right now you can see C is being left completely abandoned, unneeded.
See, this is where communication really comes in, because if you spot 5 people, it's like, hit C. There's no one there. You need to be able to communicate well. You need to be able to get the information.
And that's where Flax could maybe be stepping in. Right now, he's been sat in the corridor for far too long, finally going to make a move, but this time away from C. And you can even see some of the GC players starting to rotate because they figured there must be a threat on C. There wasn't, and maybe that's a mistake from MYM, as now they're going to get pincered in this hallway.
Looks like Frog going to push Snake here, look for the kill. Maybe the Snake going to come in. He's actually going to jump around the corner to his death, but eventually we will have Flax getting taken out from behind here. Now it's all to Ducky Chan in a 1-on-2. He peeks the alley, gets the kill. He's going to have a second man coming around. He's looking for the frag. He has the position. He has the cover. And I think he just pulled off a very, very smart 1v2 here. Nade's going to be raining, picks up the kill on Gia. Going to be another man in there as well. Nade's raining from both sides here.
Oh my, it's a nade fest.
1-man defense. Was a fantastic job by him. He stalled long enough here for some rotations to come in as Punch will finally join the party. I'll push in towards Infirmary here, but he doesn't even know where he's being shot from just yet. Spots 1 man at the back of it. He won't connect with the shot here, but nonetheless, Meech Makers do have a 20-ticket lead almost.
Yeah, actually really impressive to see them play the way they are. I mean, GC, they are still stacked up on that A side, but with 4 MYM players around A, they're not going to do much. Rella does take down Punch Rule, though. Sayo there, Fraud going down as well. Everyone we try and spectate does end up falling to that MYM assault. Fantastic work from MYM, and the ticket lead is still growing. MYM with a really nice BC hold, BA hold, and actually finally GC making a move forward towards B. This could cost them C though, and you can see the bright outdoor area as we try and run away from combat. Actually,
I don't like combat.
Don't like it, no.
Yeah. I would not be good in more.
And we can actually see Safe is the man to secure C.
All right, so Sayo going to be defending yet again here over at the safe flag.
Yeah, he's been doing a great job, and I think right now, though, I don't think A is going to be the one they question. Right now, though, 3 dead bodies, 3 dead Frenchmen on that C site means that MYM are starting to extend this lead.
I've seen this notification too much. Last man in squad. Every time I go to watch Gamers Connection, there's always last man in squad, last man in squad. And the thing is, what's funny is the score doesn't reflect that really. It's, 30 tickets, not bad. But the fact is that Gamers Connection seem to never have 5 up pushing together. They always seem to lose at least 1 man and then eventually almost a squad wipe. And look at this, Safe playing so patient. And this patient isn't rewarded, unfortunately, as he gets taken down. He's trying to hold like a little bit of a back spawn here, maybe going for a rotate. All right, let's still stick with the engineer class. We've seen this really come into play during the playoffs. Everyone's really liking this CZ.
Yeah, it seems to be a popular choice. And I mean, I understand, especially in a map as tight and close quarters as Operation Locker has. Obviously, it has that outdoor area as well. So it's kind of the best of both. The Hovis, perhaps, if you're from the UK. Best of both. AB, though. AB hold, looking to get the trip cap here. I don't think it's going to really happen. MYM just have too much of a presence on A. Unless, of course, some magic is pulled out by this defense. It's all going to be on Torella. Ducky-chan falls to him. This is fantastic work from him. Looking for the second doesn't happen, as Punch Rule just is such a supreme player and really brings it out when it matters for MYM.
So they will put A back here, but they still have been tri-cap for a little bit of time. They still are struggling to pick up a second flag. Safe going to charge out. They'll pick up a kill on the Hectus here, and he might be able to transition straight through into the B5. But look at this, Gia already waiting, gets taken down as well. He had the initial shot, and Safe coming up big, picks up the kill. As Fraud will return back onto him, but it's allowed Safe to sneak through. It's allowed him to get towards this B flag. It's allowed him to neutralize it, and now might actually be able to pick it up here. You can see it's stalled now, but it's pulled 3 people back on Gamers Connection. But unfortunately for Meech Makers, they have 3 to meet it as well. They actually don't have them caught out on a rotate.
Yeah, there's going to be bloodshed on B. And we do see a lot of actually MYM bodies falling. Finally, Punch Rule brings 1 in for a team and brings 1 back from the dead. Great play from him, but the ticket's still favoring MYM despite a couple of slip-ups on that B site. Right now, though, Ducky's looking to neutralize it, make it his own, as GC Finally bringing some extra spawns in, trying to even the numbers out. It's now kind of a 2v2, make it 3v3, and Seo tries to bring someone back. Didn't manage to, as Safe has just sat. It's such a tough site to hold, especially under conflict. And now with Punch Rule down, Safe's looking a little bit lonely with 35 versus 34. Oh, sorry, 47. So, I mean, this is going to be just trying to set the threshold for that second half. And right now, MYM are looking to secure. Is this a trip cap actually against MYM? GC somehow held on to B despite all of their resources. MYM threw everything they had at B, only to be, to receive a big fat no from the GC side. So fantastic work from them. This time though, looking to turn the tables, picking up a C flag as well as B. This could be the final nail in, well, the first half's coffin. And 32 to 36, MYM only have a very slight lead.
I really feel like Mutual Makers are trying to not play their style again.
They're trying to be someone they're not.
Because we've seen C open so many times, and all it takes is just to send one man out there, just get the information. Like whether or not he dies, he still knows there's one there. Because the amount of times that they've had C completely open and it was undefended, and they didn't bother going for it, is too damn high. They need to make something happen with it. And right now the lead they've had built up is gone, and they actually might even lose out here on this first half.
Yeah, and I have to draw attention to the frags. 63 kills on the right side of your screen. That's going to be MYM. So 63, yeah, I mean, but in contrast to 54, so I mean, this is ridiculous because GC, despite having almost 10 less kills, are only 5, make it 6, 7 tickets away. So they've managed to play the points game, played it very well. 21 to 27, they're starting to close in now with this AC hold. It's all they need right now as the time's going to be ticking away, nearing that 10-minute mark in this game. Hexis, managing to tag up, doesn't want to pick up the frag just yet though. In the meantime, let's see what Ducky Chan's got for us, putting the hipfire in, knows to predict it, perfect pre-fire with the CZ301. Hexis put into an early grave and now looking to progress on towards the safe site. Doesn't actually need to enter the hospital, he's got his teammate to back him up. Actually, it's going to be GC player Yika. And I find him, fantastic work. Ducky Chan having a little bit of a rest on the bed and he got caught out. 12-19 though, such a close first half here. And I mean, these teams seem surprisingly evenly matched. We were maybe not giving GC enough credit. This is their biggest challenge so far this tournament. I
do want to say one thing, at least for the side of Gamers Connection. They have experience on this map already. Obviously, Mutual Makers hasn't had the chance to play it yet in this playoffs. So at least that kind of shows Gamers Connection a little bit more prepared, potentially, with the 112 ticket win versus Vox. But I don't agree. We're seeing some really even matched teams right now. And as you can see reflected in the score, 17-9. Remember, we saw almost a 40-50 ticket lead for Mutual Makers. And all it took was that one tri-cap coming in that really turned things around here. So as you can see, 17 tickets. It's not a lead that they had before. It's not what they wanted, but again, it's something that they'll take here coming into the second half.
Yeah, I mean, that can determine it, really. We've seen less ticket leads mean more before. So, I mean, 17 tickets is it's a little bit of a breathing room for MYM. Not a huge one, but I mean, real standout plays from Flax and Seo.
Since when has Flax ever top frag his team? 19-9. Seo, 18-11.
These are the two players we haven't given enough credit to, actually. We saw Safe before. There were two players we kind of outline as their standouts have actually not really shown up this tournament.
They're making us look like scumbags.
They are. We're obviously lying to you guys. Flax and Seo, though, 19 and 18 respectively. Fantastic work from them. And obviously, with kind of a very, very short break, the players are just going to give their hands a shake as we're going to go straight into the second half.
Yeah, I think right now, actually, we should be hopefully starting very soon. But obviously, Gamers Connection, they're not looking bad. They're not looking amazing. But they need to do something a little bit different this time. Obviously, 17 tickets to bring Mutual Makers there is not a bad sign. But I want to see more. I want to see something else. I want to see them step up a little bit more than this to really kind of match Mutual Makers, match their pace. The thing is, MYM, again, they're not playing the MYM that we used to know. They're not playing the Mutual Makers that we know about. We know about. They are playing a different style, and I don't necessarily know if I agree with that here. I mean, it's clearly been worked on, but they haven't really performed too well with it.
No, and there's Safe and the crowd looking chill. Hello, everybody. Enjoying your Gamescom experience, enjoying some competitive Battlefield. Oh, and there are Vox, and I think we see some Exerter shirts as well. Some of the teams who have already played their last game. Here to watch the teams that bested them earlier in the tournament. So obviously we're going to be going into the second half very, very shortly. 17 tickets was the lead. And I don't really know if I was in that voice over internet protocol, VoIP, if I was in that, if I was talking to those players, I don't know what I'd be saying to them. If I was saying to GC, I'd probably be happy with that. They're a team that they'd probably go into this thinking, it's MYM guys. These guys, they won first season. That's something that we can't say the same for GC. Though obviously being quite a presence online. And they're here, they're in the semi-finals. There's a lot that can be said for them, and it's mostly positive. I think they'd be happy with 17. They've got a whole second half to prove it. You're wrinkling your nose, but I do think
it's a big nose to wrinkle. It kind of just happens. I don't know. I mean, I feel like we haven't seen either of these teams really live up to their full potential yet. I feel like they have a lot more to show here. I want to see them really kind of step up and show us what got them here today. You know, what have they been doing through the cups? What have they been doing through the groups? I want them to show us that, not this kind of standard kind of thing. I want to see a lot of action breaking out. I want to see teams reading each other really well, because right there we didn't see Meech Makers read into Gamers Connection basically at all. The whole fact that C was open so many different times and they weren't able to go for it, it just kind of shows to me that they don't have a full read on them yet. It's very hard to do against a French team, since they've proven time and time again that they can change things up very, very quickly. Are those Pikachus? Not if those are Pikachus.
I've seen some
that's
Pokemon, I've seen some Teemo. There's a lot of
don't say the T word.
A lot of cute critters around.
Don't say the T word.
Okay.
Oh, I have a wristband on right now that says I hate Teemo.
You monster.
All right, well, as we can see, what they're playing for yet again here. Honestly, guys, we're just waiting for them to get back into the game here. I think they had to restart their PCs really quickly just to fix a couple of issues. Obviously, want them playing at their best standard. And the Vox guys, I wonder if they're watching right now to take things home.
I would.
This is working really well for that team. Wilson?
It's not a Pikachu.
Is that Wilson?
Oh, is he Wilson?
Are you cosplaying Wilson?
The blue hand of Saruman. He went to like a
kind of looks like an orc.
Went to like a finger painting session and then started doing his Urukai.
See, that's one thing I can always blame. Like when I'm really bad at drawing. So whenever anyone looks at my my picture, I say, yeah, I'm like my 2-year-old niece drew it. And they sometimes
yeah, I think that's one of my least impressive skills is my Microsoft Paint skills.
Really?
Oh god,
it's not casting.
It's bombs dropped.
I've been casting with British people for 2 years now. I've learned how to pick my fights.
Yeah, you've learned a bit of English humor as well.
No, I will never understand that. You guys just get quiet.
We get quiet?
Yeah.
Oh.
Like whenever I make a bad joke, which happens very often,
we just don't say anything.
You let me live in it.
Yeah. We punish bad.
At least I fake laugh when you guys make bad jokes.
Oh, I thought I was being funny.
Yeah, guys, we're just waffling right now, waiting for them to reconnect. Everyone is back on the server here, just waiting on the admins to tell them to start the game. And again, not Gamers Connection, Meet Your Makers with a 17-ticket lead at the end of that one. We're going to find out if Gamers Connection can come back. Obviously taking a map 2 with a 1-map lead. But let's look at the future. Storm. Oh my god, I have not seen a mouse like that in forever. That's a G5.
Yeah, it is.
Holy crap. So the MX518 was my first gaming mouse.
Yep, that's probably a lot of people's first gaming mouse.
Then they stopped making it, and I was like, are you serious? Like, this is one of the best gaming mice I've ever had. And then they came out with the G5, which had like weights you can put into it. And it was very similar to MX518. I miss that mouse.
Do you think?
Did he buy like 20 of those?
Do you think MYM have had a few Red Bull? I'm just looking at the safe.
So those are all safes.
That's all him. Yeah.
So he sleeps for a long time and then he just chugs like 10 Red Bulls. I'm pretty sure it's not good for his heart.
No, but he doesn't blink. You keep cutting to him. He's buzzing. He's blinking so fast the camera doesn't pick it up because he's blinking faster than 24 frames per second. So that's how much Red Bull he's had. But I think we are going to be going very shortly into game. I think in fact we're going to be on that 20-second countdown. We're going to be going into the second half. If you have been sticking around, guys, we're going to see just how this goes. I really want to see how MYM start, because they started poorly last time. Didn't actually really cost them. They managed to come ahead with 17 tickets. But I mean, if they start strong, this could very well be over within the first minute in my books, just because I know MYM can hold on to these two sites.
All right, well, let's get you in a game here as we have Gamers Connection going to be over on the Russian side. Meet Your Makers over on the US, and look at this, sending 1 man back out towards C, but they're sending 3 men over towards the north side of middle here instead of contesting down towards the south side, and we're going to find out how that's going to work here. Flax obviously looking for that first frag, but does give information. Relo, though, picked up the first one, and we do see Flax now fall here, and it looks like this one's actually going in Gamers Connection's favor. As you can see, they've only lost 1 man, and that's going to be revived up right here. Meet Your Makers have lost 4 here. Sate, the last man standing, as he finally does get Seiya with a respawn back in, but now Gamer section definitely kicked this one off very, very quickly. And look at this. Will we see a trap cut come in?
Not again. This is a repeat of the first half. We saw GC with an early trip cap. It was short-lived, but the fact that they did it demonstrated that MYM slipped up, and they're going to slip up again. They're going to give them that AC hold. Going to leave kind of MYM. They haven't even managed to pick up the B side. They're just running around it. Obviously, that constant threat of a...
Stop dying when I click you!
the constant threat of just there being someone where they shouldn't. There's a lot of GC presence. I say a lot. There's 2 players still around that B flag trying to stop the MYM. MYM still haven't captured B. Unbelievable. Still under no one's control. This means the tickets are going to start falling away from MYM. And if they don't finally secure it, finally Seo wakes up, rubs the sleep from his eyes and starts trying to make a move on the site. Safe, however, after 10 Red Balls is finally moving on towards that C flag. And suddenly, I'm not sure why GC haven't been sat on C with that one player. It's been happening time and time again. We haven't seen that kind of dedicated, determined C defense that we have seen in previous games.
It seemed like because they were trying to make a fight break out. Like they were trying to push with 5 into that B flag and kind of just bring the fight straight at Meteor Maker's face, not allowing them to really get any caps in. They saw, you pointed out, B was not captured by Meteor Makers. They were taking forever to do that, and because of that, they brought the fight to them. And well, unfortunately for them, now they are 2-1. Really surprised it took Safe so long to actually get outside, considering he has wings now. Funny enough, that was a bad joke. I have a lot of those guys, don't worry. And then you can see 127, 129 still in favor of Meteor Makers here. Remember, it's a 17 ticket advantage. We see Fraud pushing outside finally here, looking for that C flag, looking for Safe. Look at the headshot. And that should be B capped over though. Ducky Chan still here. Interesting position by him. Not many people would ever look at that. He gets a shot on Ajika. Now he's going to push in towards C to stomp the cap over. He's going to actually play from the top side here. Is he going to jump in from the back? It's going to be some like Splinter Cell stuff right here as he does come down, and they will pick up the frag. Sending 3 men out here, that's a little bit of an overcommitment. And well, Gamer Section sending 2 out there, and luckily for MYM, they didn't shove straight into that B flag to kind of punish them for that one.
Yeah, punish they shall. 126, 119. Maintain, obviously, that the left side, blue side, have 17 more in the bank from the first half. So they've got that to work with as well. GC have a lot to prove right now, and right now, if they do manage to secure B, that A-B is going to be a bit of an exchange. It's going to change hands constantly now as MYM secure A over that B side, and they're going to be happy with that one because holding on to A is a site that you can hold on to till the cows come home if you just set yourself up behind that counter or by the bed. So nice AC hold. Ticket's going to start running away from GC now. The bleed is on. And Seo from MYM picking up a nice frag, looking for a second as well. I think he gets it, he does. Wow, ACW working at range. Fantastic work from him. And he's looking for a third as well. I don't think he's going to get it just yet, but he's made his presence known. And 119 tickets now. MYM looking a little bit of a threat. The only player that's really a threat so far for GC is Zia.
And what's so weird is that you look at Meteor Makers like Flax, who, well, top fragger for their team last half is 1-5. Look at Safe. I mean, he was one of the top fraggers at 4-4. Seo the second, he's at 7-4. But Ducky Chan 5-2. Not a bad scoreline, but Punch Roll 2-6. You know what? I want to check in with him because I want to know what he's doing if I can find him. He's playing defensively, and I don't know if I agree with that. He's more of an offensive player. He's more of a let's get you 3 frags per death here and make sure he can pick up some of these flags. But nonetheless, they maintained it at 2-1. Meteor Makers looking a little bit more solid than they did in the first half to me.
Yeah, you're right. They're looking like they're aware of what this means. Sat in the semi-final here of the ESL One battlefield. And Flax, the man that was at the top of the scoreboard in the first half, not managing to do so just yet. But we've got plenty of time. Or, well, maybe not actually if they manage to hold on to the C flag. I don't think they are, though. Finally, Zia, star player for GC at the moment, managing to bring C home for his team. B is going to be under scrutiny, but Fraud is there. Going to manage to bring it back under control just yet, though. I think it was Safe. Safe's been doing a great job roaming around as well.
That's that Red Bulls, man.
Yeah, he is. He's constantly on the move. He's going to meet another one just around the corner. Didn't manage to take him down, though. Oh, he did.
Yep. I tricked you with my camera skills.
Tricked me with the opponent. Your incredible camera work, but Safe is still there. Safe is still there on B, and he's going to get backed up by Flax anytime now. So AB hold, something that you've been talking a lot about, and maybe you can highlight why the AB hold can be effective.
I think it's not necessarily the best thing to have, like in terms of just how the actual flags work, but in terms of trying to re-enter. I mean, when you push it from outside to inside, it's very hard to see. It's very hard to find the opponent. There's so many angles you can be shot from once you get there. And to me, that's why I kind of like the AB hold. It's really easy to do. You can always send like 1 man back here. You can send 1 or 2 men here. You send 1 or 2 here. Or maybe just kind of a third roaming.
Crossfire, yeah. Okay.
You kind of just roam. You can have 1 here, and they crossfire that middle. you can just have one guy roaming back and forth, and it's so hard to break that. They have to send 3, 4, maybe even 5 people straight through there. When that happens, it's like, all right, let's just backcap them.
So, AC now, more of a standard hold. I think GC are going to be wanting to hold on to this one. There's going to be a bit of a big altercation, though, in that corridor area. Falling on towards Hexus' shoulders, and the grenade says no. Wow. He's gone but not forgotten, as he is there to return the favor. Nice play from him. Going to be putting out a med pack. Someone's planning to stay a while. Not going to happen, though, as he gets put to bed by Seo. Big play with 88 tickets to 74. Obviously, MYM's lead is actually greater than it says, with 17 tickets from that first half. Fantastic work from them on the US side. And we see almost a full squad wipe. Wow. Big play from MYM at this moment in time.
And it looks like they might even go in for a potential tri-cap here. You know, if they can push in for this one. You see Say still being aggressive, still pushed up, looking for the first frag. Will get it, but he'll turn his back to the second man, and he will be taken down from behind. A little bit unfortunate for him, but in a way, he does at least get a 1-for-1 trade here. I believe the revive didn't even come in. And now, you see Gamers Connection looking for a push, potentially on to A here. They have 1 man, 2, 3 men working out towards C, and well, Flax is the only man to defend against it, as we finally do have a respawn coming in. I believe that's going to be safe here. Try to help out. He's playing in a very close position here, looking for a couple of kills, and if he's not spotted, this could be very dangerous. But with the shots coming in, they have to know he's there, and he's going to get the kill on the Fraud somehow after being shot first. He's looking for the second one, and he will secure that one safe. Coming up pretty huge here. He's out at 10 and 6. Even gets 3 on to Flax, and they're going to maintain the push onto A as well.
Really, actually stunning work. They seem to be kind of hitting that A game. I was saying that they were on their B.5 game to Lauren earlier. MYM, though, starting to reach that real kind of pinnacle of their battlefield skill. GC, though, not out of it yet, though. 4 players in that corridor area. They can go to A, B, and C so very easily from that central area, and they look to be setting their attention towards that C site. However, Punchrul's there to receive them.
See, I don't know if I don't like Punchrul playing these defensive positions.
It's not what he's good at, you're right.
He's a top fragger, but I feel like he's a top fragger when he's offensive, not defensive. And right now, as you can see, he's being pushed back here. Finally going to see a little bit of a trade, but again, Meech Makers, they're forcing Gamer Session to commit more than 1 person out to a flag. When that happens, they go for the back cap, and they're maintaining the 2-1 here. 30 tickets now remain for the side of Gamers Connection. Remember, if they drop below 17, they will have lost on map number 1.
Yeah, almost insurmountable amount now for this first map. Credit to Meet Your Makers, they've come out in this half a lot better than they did in the first. But I mean, if this is MYM playing now at their best, this is looking really, really good for MYM going into the second map. Obviously, Locker being our first. I think it was chosen by MYM as well.
We have a tri-cap.
Oh, I do love a tri-cap. I mean, you cannot rule out. I mean, a tri-cap, the bleed is so heavy. Keep an eye on those Meet Your Makers tickets. They are going to be hemorrhaging tickets right now. And 21 tickets for GC. It's not a great amount. Obviously 17 on top of that, but that tri-cap is still being held. Finally, Punchrul, the man who's been forced to sit outside in the cold, is going to finally respond onto that C flag. But A-B hold, the tickets are still going to fall away from MYM, and the smaller they make this, it's not going to do much for the game for GC, but it is going to give them that confidence going into the next map.
The thing is, every kill that Meech Makers gets that can't be revived is 1 step closer to a win here. He's actually had push in. He's not going to get the kill just yet, as he does nade down. He might even come in from a different angle, but you know, with the kill finally coming on to Gia, like, he can't be picked up here unless the rest of the gaming section win this fight very quickly over at this B flag here. And Meech Makers still working on about 50 tickets. Gamers Connection down to 2, and you can see they're trying to get that potential revive in. I believe they might have. No, they're actually holding off on respawns here, so down to 18 now. 2 more to go, and that will be it here. And look at that. Chica gets taken down eventually, but big last stand coming out of them.
Yeah, they're giving it their best shot. Obviously, there's only 1 more ticket remaining. They're on the 17 mark. That was the President's set in that first half. If they fall below that, it's game, set, and match. 1 spawn from the GC players will secure the victory for MYM. And I think anything right now is just a bonus. We do see it now tick over to 16. So GG, they're going to be happy with that one. MYM, they really had to fight for that one, though. They didn't come into that with a lot of confidence. That's going to be the confidence they needed. And MYM, a team who may have been on a dip, which is what we've been saying, but they are really still a contender for that first, second, and third place slot.
I'm actually curious. I wish we could talk to them right now. Like, was it them just getting sloppy because they knew they won? Or is that actually Gamers Connection with like a nice big surge at the end? You know, like, you always have these questions as a caster that you can't ask the players, you know, in the middle of the game, even though you want to.
Oh, he's topping up. He's actually started blinking again. Yeah, you can't see his blink. See, look, no blinking. Nope, the guy doesn't blink.
No, I don't think I've ever seen him blink.
No, you see, it's because he blinks at 30 frames per second. 30 blinks per second, BPS. Is
that close to 8 p.m.
Oh, it's similar. It's similar.
All right,
But I think actually we're going to be not
Yeah.
live. People are just going to be getting ready.
But we will be heading over, though, to Storm. And this one's an interesting map here. It will be chosen by Meteor Makers. And again, look at past results. Gamers Connection, 92 tickets against Exertus, coming back from an 84 ticket deficit. Then we have, Meteor Makers with... Actually, have they played Storm? They played Storm once, but only an 8 ticket lead over Epsilon. So that's kind of worrisome for me. And then even Gamers Connection had a map on Storm just prior with 71. So it's going to be very difficult to do. I don't know if they can really pull this one off here. And I believe... we're just waiting for them to be ready up here. Emmons haven't given the go, so we're not live just here. But damn, I don't know. I don't think we're gonna see map 3.
You don't? You're confident in MYM, or you're not confident in GC? Which way does it swing?
Both.
Okay.
Both. I mean, I don't know. Gaming Session just don't seem to have that extra je ne sais quoi.
Très bien.
My French right there, because they're a French team. I feel so proud of myself. I don't know. They just don't have that extra oomph that we've known them to have. They don't have what they did in the groups. They're not really living up to the name here. And I mean, I'm not saying that I want to see Meteor Makers win or I want to see Gamers Connection lose. I want to see them play their full potential. They just haven't risen to that occasion yet.
No, they certainly haven't. And what MYM have, that's the real exciting part of it. MYM have been pretty quiet. They've got their victories when they needed them, but they haven't really got huge defeats, huge ticket advantages. And this is going to be going into the live game now, guys. We're going to be jumping into game very shortly, 20 seconds on that countdown. Now, on Paracel Storm, are we going to see the engineer class? Is there going to be a destruction derby?
I don't think you're going to find a game anymore today that won't have an engineer class.
Yeah, but it's surprising that this becomes such a key factor on this map in particular, just to remove those buildings from the middle area.
I mean, we've seen the meta just change around so much. I mean, in the cups and groups, we didn't see that many people playing engineer classes. It seems like the last 2-3 weeks, teams are like,
wow, straight away.
Start use it. So let's go and drop in a game here. The game has kicked off over on the Chinese side. It will be Gamers Connection. Over on the US side, it's going to be Meteor Makers here. And already a little bit of action breaking out towards the middle section here. And GA will pick up that first frag. And look at this. Fraud able to push up, able to stop the rotate over towards the B flag, or he's going to get the perfect flank onto this one as he finally does approach. He's getting shot from the backside. Will be taken down here. Again, this is kind of what you expect. Very hectic beginning here, but a very different start than what we just saw prior with Exertus and Gamers Connection.
I started watching the engineer class Jika, and he fired 3 rockets before anything else. He's basically set himself up, fired 3 rockets, destroyed 3 key walls on those buildings, and then made himself comfortable as a kind of a turret in that mid area. And it's interesting to see. So that's actually GC making a real conscious effort to remove that kind of cover around that B site, and rightfully so. Maybe MYM have taken B, but maybe with this destruction that's already been caused around B, it should be short-lived.
Just saw Flax there do a very good hold at that B site, picking up 2 kills.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of what you expect on this map. There's just so many random respawns, you know, over here in the northwest, over here in the northeast, southwest as well. You don't really see very many southeast spawns, though, now that I think about it.
Yeah.
I mean, there's occasionally like 1 or 2 here, but I don't really see much like out in this general direction. I don't know if you guys can see my mouse out there, actually, now that I think about it. On stream, you can. Either way, 148 to 122, Meteor Makers up to a strong start, only losing 2 tickets in 1 minute 30 seconds here. See if they keep this pace up here. Obviously, it's a little bit tough to do that, but I'll say just as I start to talk about them, I do curse it here. And nonetheless, Gamers Connection are struggling to fight back. I mean, Gia has 2-6 scoreline.
This is a bit of a slaughter, losing only 2 tickets so far. Meteor Makers are really starting to put the pressure on. Finally, the Frenchman waking up, securing that B site. But I don't know if it's going to be for long, as now we see MYM Flax heading up towards C, and it's an unattended site. It's going to be a free one for them. AC not going to be the most ideal thing for MYM, and they're going to be putting all of their intention towards that B site, because that is what they're after right now. And obviously the weather, bit of pathetic fallacy there. The weather resembling the mood the GC may be in. Not particularly happy with the start.
At Gamescom, it's been raining outside the whole week.
It's been pleasant.
Yeah, it's been nice.
It gets pretty hot in here.
You would think in England you would be tired of rain, but you know, with how hot it can potentially get here at Gamescom, it's definitely a nice change for once. And as you can see, C picked up here for the US side, as well as B, which will be contested and turned over just for Gamers Connection in a few seconds, but nonetheless.
They've dropped 10 tickets, that's it.
Yeah.
40 now for GC, or no, sorry, 50. So not the best start. Don't rule them out of this one yet, though. Obviously, we're on that first half. And GC, if they can try and give a little bit more pressure maybe on the outskirts of B, they're letting them get a bit too close quarters. MYM are allowed to sit almost slap bang on the site and just keep this pressure on. As right now we can see Safe trying to pick apart, does so, takes down Hexis with the ace. He's looking for a second as well. In the meantime, he's actually soloed it, almost completely brought this flag back under MYM control without any need for a teammate to spawn on him. So fantastic work from him. He's going to be hanging out. Oh, and this is a tough one. You can only see the very tip of, I can only assume it's Jika's head. And he's going to be darting out. Flax and Punchroll coming in hot. That's BC, soon to just be B. Oh, actually, no, it's a trip cap. I've got it all wrong as GC finally securing C, but that was a very, 2-second trip cap. And maybe a bit of salt into the wound right now as GC are going to, yet again, try and find an answer to this MYM attack.
As you can see, I mean, they're still building up a nice little bit of a lead here. 84 tickets are remaining for Gamers Connection. They need to make a push somewhere. They need to lock down some sort of two-flag hold, but they... I don't know, they're just, I feel like they're playing with no heart in this one. They're just kind of throwing themselves at these flags here. They're not really picking up the kills they need. They're not playing as a team. They need to definitely step up right now if they want to have some sort of hope here. And look at that cheeky little Pedex just trying to get the shot with the pistol, but doesn't connect. But nonetheless, they have cleared out almost every single member of Meteor Makers around this B flag as they finally do take down Punchroll. But again, MYM are putting a lot of emphasis on these double buildings where, you know, Gamers Connection are more, I guess, satisfied with the single building since they have that C flag.
Yeah, and I'm not really too convinced at the moment. They are securing B. C is, of course, about to be threatened by Seo. But in the meantime, Safe hanging out in that mid area. He's going to try and take one down. Oh dear, Frod got the better of him, and it was more just Safe completely throwing that one and fluffing his lines. So BC hold, Seo being cautious. He's a very passive player. He doesn't usually go to a site without sussing it out first. He has actually been caught out. He waited a bit too long. Jika finally turned up, and that's going to cost him, and actually it's not as Safe, but gets the revive. Still, Punchroll, big play from him. And see what Flax has got.
It's been a great play so far by all the Meteor Makers. You see Safe at 6-1, doing a fantastic job. Flax 10-3, Ducky Chan at 10-5 here, and you know, Punchroll at 3-6. Who hasn't? I'm actually really curious why he hasn't been able to step up as much as he has prior. I'm not saying he's doing terrible. I mean, he's always usually at the positive KDA, but he's not sitting there with his 3 or 4 KDA that we typically see out of him. And all right, now hopefully things do change for his sake. But obviously on the side of Gamers Connection, hopefully things don't change for them here. But finally, we're seeing a little bit of a break. Sorry for the shoddy camera work, guys. I do apologize for that. Lauren usually is the person doing it. She's always very, very good at it. And I kind of just randomly click people just to see what they're up to. But right now you can see Meteor Makers pushing him. Look at the lead they have. 109-49 is ridiculous. And honestly, they're keeping this one going right now. And I wonder if they can keep this pace up. And if they do, can Gamers Connection really come back from it?
Oh, it looks like Gamers Connection have kind of thrown what they possibly could have turned into a lead away right now. Obviously, they're going to be keeping hold of BA for a while. But look at the threat right now of Ducky-chan. Roaming around, hungry for blood, manages to find one in the form of Rela. Or Rela. Hexis, though, takes Ducky down, and now Seo on the prowl around these stairs. He knows, obviously, MYM, every frag matters. With only 46 tickets left, it's so hard to see a way out for GC right now.
It is. Being this far behind is very tough, especially when you're up against a team of caliber as Meteor Makers. And as you can see, you know, 4-14 for Gia, 5-7 for Fraud, 5-8 for Rela. And no one's really been able to step up. And the thing is, they're a team that does this. They're a team that really plays together and all plays well. And yet they've been unable to really succeed in that situation.
Yeah, AB still under GC control. This has surprised me. I was kind of making it sound like it was going to be a short one, but right now, Ducky trying to take one down, does eventually. It cost him a whole magazine, though. He's going to head into the containers to get a second. Fantastic work from, I mean, he's supposed to be shining a lot brighter than he has been, but now Ducky is showing up in this semi-final here. 15 frags alongside Flax with 12. They're really bringing in, applying the pressure when they need to, with only 35 tickets remaining in this first half. If they can start with the 70 or with 60 tickets, MYM going into the second half, GC, the wounded animal, probably can't take it.
Right now, I mean, as you can see with just the kills the side of Meteor Makers have, they can kill a wounded animal very, very quickly, and we're going to find out if they can secure at least a 70-ticket lead here. They have managed to pick up C here, but right now they might lose out at Punchroll. This is your time to come up big here, man. It's your time to really make something happen. As you can see, Punchroll not really connecting with too many of the shots right now. He's going to spot the man out. We'll get the kill, but he will trade in a 1-for-1. Obviously, the revives will come in to get the man up on the side of Gamers Connection. So they will lose on C here. They're trying to push him potentially to be here. And Safe going to lead the charge, being the spearhead of their team. It's something he's typically, it's not really known for too much, but it's been working out well for them so far. And the C push might be able to come in. We see Jika try to head up there as quick as he possibly can to potentially stop this one. he's going to need this kill here. A little bit of a set day coming in. He gets the shot. And that is going to maintain that C flag for a little bit longer here.
Yeah, I'm surprised. I don't want to, I'm not really overselling it, am I? But I mean, GC is really, really strong in this late game. I thought they'd thrown it all away. Suddenly they're holding on to an AB, suddenly they transition it into an AC, and it's really strong play from individuals now from GC, something we didn't chalk it up to. We always said GC, they're just a strong team, there's not really that standout player. Right now though, to outline some strong players, it has to be Hexis. Maybe 10 for 10, but those 10 kills have been huge. 10 deaths admittedly don't help the ticket standings right now with 55 to 20. GC on their back foot, but they do still have hold of the two sites, but for how long is the question, as Safe has secured B for his team.
Yeah, I want to say that should be doing it here. I mean, this is their final push coming in. They need C, they need B, they need something quickly. As you see, their final push is going to come in towards this B flag. So let's see how this one goes. Fraud, maybe trying to lead the charge a little bit here as he does start to run in. Tries to draw a little bit of fire just to see where they're coming from, just to kind of spot them out without having to actually see them. And well, he will be able to at least take one kill down onto Seo after he just lost a teammate in the push. Honestly, it's looking a little bit unsuccessful here. As you can see, man dropping from each team side by side, and Save just dancing around here, doing the tango. He's dodging away from Gia the entirety of this one. He eventually does fall here, unfortunately for him. But in the meantime, rest of Meter Makers back towards A. They're going to get the cap really quickly. And now with 3 tickets left to go here, this should be it.
Yeah, I think you're right. 2 tickets remaining. GC, they've managed to bring it down considerably. I was looking around that 60-70 when I first thought MYM had taken the first half, but I mean, around 40, that's doable. GC have potential to bring this one back, but the way they're playing, the way this game has gone so far in the first map on Locker, I think MYM are really trying to set themselves up and prep for the potential final. But again, don't rule out GC. The players, I want to see kind of, I think MYM are going to be really happy with that one. You can see Safe there, more of the players as well, concentrated. They are not going to kind of waver for a second. They want to get into this game fast, and if that's another Red Bull. No, okay, just a stretch. Lots of energy going in.
Don't worry, I'll drink a Red Bull for him right now. I was being serious. I'm actually going to drink a Red Bull right now.
Yeah, you go, oh, sorry. I thought you were just repeating that these guys, I mean, look at them all. They are topping up on energy. And they have been playing games for a long time today. Not as long as yesterday. It was a kind of an 8 till late, wasn't it? Not yesterday. They managed to play a stupid amount of games.
I don't remember what time we actually did leave, now that I think about it.
Yeah, no, I'm not sure. I think we were bordering on the next day.
Well, we were bordering on going crazy. Everyone was losing it here. And right now, I'm just going to find out what's going to come up in this one. And I'm really curious. 21-11 for Ducky Chan. That's impressive. That really is out of him, who has been one of the men, one of the two, I think, out of Meter Makers to really step up. And, well, luckily for him, he's been able to do it even further. And obviously, after this, we will have Fnatic versus Planet Key Dynamics kicking off in their semifinal.
That's going to be a tough one. I mean, I feel for PKD being drawn against Fnatic. We haven't seen Fnatic play in so long because they got their results so quickly.
Yeah, they just kind of came in, won really quickly, and then they were done. They were in and out as quick as a flash.
They could not be. That could mean two things, though. That could mean that they are obviously just incredibly on top of it, or they could be a bit shaky, haven't had the warm-up the other teams have, and obviously PKD off the back of their very successful and surprising win against Epsilon. It's going to be a good game. But
I'm going to say this, but really quick before we transition back to the game, I'm going to say this. They're going to need to step up even more than that if they want to beat Fnatic, the returning champions, who hasn't dropped a single cup all season or a single map here today.
It's true, and I'm pretty sure Epsilon, out of the 4 cups they played to get here, the 3 of them, they got knocked out by Fnatic. So the team that Planet Key beat are the team that's been living in Fnatic's shadow. We'll see where that goes, though, as we're going to jump straight back into game. I think we are going to be going live.
Yeah, Meter Makers over on the Chinese side here. We do have Gamers Connection over on the US side. And well, as I can tell you, we have a little bit of a split over towards A, 2-2 for both teams. And that's going to go quickly Meter Makers' way. And look at this. They're actually not committing too much presence in these buildings right now. You can see Safe, working out, trying to spot out that one man who's potentially coming around a corner. And as we can see, he's off to his left here. And well, that's going to be an easy kill for him. So that would be B. That would be A picked up here. But look at this. We have Gamers Connection getting a little bit of a back spot here. Hex is the last man standing. Maybe waiting for a couple of revives on top of him. Maybe trying to get up his teammate right there. Unfortunately, not really successful with that. But he's capping over on A. He's not actually able to pick it up here. As you can see, the rest of Meter Makers able to close in very quickly here and stop that one from happening.
Okay, let's see what's going on C. Seo actually managing to single-handedly secure C. He's going to be meeting Fraud, though, but in the meantime, Punch Rule Bullets being exchanged towards C. He's trying to give his teammate a little bit of support. Not sure whether actually Safe's jumped in as well. So obviously, this is a bit different play from the MYM side. Spreading their numbers a little thinly towards B, and it's going to cost them the site as Hexis jumps on towards that one. Punch rule though, bullets across that site. Not going to pick up anything as of yet though. B changing hands. It's not really been secured at the moment as finally Hexis brings it home for the Frenchman. Big hit fire Zia. Didn't go down though. Punch rule's running out of bullets actually. He's finally going to drop some health. Going to have to reload. 128 to 139. The MYM starting as they finish the first half. Now Jason, with this A site being completely abandoned, they're not really caring too much about it, GC. Does this kind of suggest they're going to be going for a BC?
Well, this is what made, well, I think they could, but I think this is necessarily just more of a, like a let's contest B. Because the fact that, I don't know, because one thing that, you know, Gamers Kitchen did well on Locker was the fact that they left C alone and Makers never pushed out against it. They never really read into it and like, oh, there's no one here, we can do that. Obviously, it's a little bit different on this map, but I feel like they could potentially leave it open and kind of have that man advantage.
BC is exactly what they doctor ordered, and it's going to actually be a trip cap for MYM, and unless, of course, Zia does get caught out on B.
Yeah, well, let's see what happens here. As you can see, he's able to push in. Hasn't been spotted just yet here. As you can see, he's able to cap that one over here in just a few seconds, but Gamers Connection still down about 20 tickets here, struggling just a little bit. And Makers, well, obviously have a lot of tickets to work with here, not as big as they'd hope. But again, they're such a strong team that they can obviously make this one work here. And you see Hex is trying to get a little bit of a couple cheeky plays here over in that middle section, and he's going to be forced back into that single building.
Okay, so there's 3 players from MYM heading back towards B. They got what they were after though. GC had to pay a pretty heavy ticket price, but now they are able to sit in, dig their heels in, and try and create something around this B site. They're actually going to secure C as well. I think that's going to be a bit of a mistake though, because losing Hexis as a resource, Hexis who's been so strong at defending B, now forced to go be this kind of lone ranger. No longer anymore though, as actually Zia spawned in on top of him, and so with 2 players to defend C, this trip cap could last. And Zaya is going to try and question it, but in the meantime, Hexis is just bopping around, trying to be the star player who I have outlined him to be, and he is really doing great work for GC. They're staying pretty tight on tickets, obviously, considering the 43 deficit they're currently under. They need to pick up the pace. They need to hold on to this trip cap, and they somehow are. GC, they've been on this trip cap for so long. I glance over to the minimap, and I'm surprised to see it's still there. A, B, and C all under French control, and that's going to be a real hemorrhaging of tickets. Bleed is on, and I'm not sure what they can do to answer it right now. As Ducky falls on the A site, the only possible answer they could have right now is MYM throwing numbers towards that C site. They're going to try just that, but oh my lord, Hexis is there again. If Hexis can hold this one off, he can't. He does fall, and I mean, that was a full 60 seconds of a trip cap. And finally, I said they had to do something different. GC did. 109 now to 77, and even with that C site under MYM control, they're not going to stop the bleeding. They've simply put a little plaster over a huge wound.
And the thing is, right now, they still need to keep working this advantage. They need to keep this one up here if they want to have a chance of really bringing this one back. And right now, as you can see, they're still able to maintain A, they're still able to maintain B here. And they're potentially pushing in for maybe another. And I don't know if they're going to go for a tri-cap or if they're just going to go for a safe victory here. Obviously, you know, 43 tickets, they can't afford to lose too many more here. And this is kind of the situation, or sorry, they have 107. I'm reading that on the wrong side. They have a lot of tickets that they can't work with. But do they want to take that chance of potentially getting too aggressive and losing a tri-cap?
Oh, it was a real big move from GC, and at the forefront of that was, of course, Hexis, who hasn't left C-site for a long time. Flax, though, great pick play from with the Ace-23, a weapon that can be really utilized at range, and if anyone was going to do it, it would be Flax. So he's bopping around this A-site, and obviously MYM, that's all they have right now, as they do try and make a play for B. Have a look at that. You can see they're trying to do something. They have managed to bring it straight back, and as on the US side, we do just see an exchange of fire. Ducky coming out on top of Frod. That name is gonna. There's not enough vowels in there. I had to think of the word.
There's no vowels in it.
Well, that's not enough as a caster. But yeah, Frod from GC has been playing well, but not as well as the man on 10 frags for GC, Rella, who we haven't given too much screen time, to be fair.
Oh, let's give him some right now, as you can see. Working through the trenches. Let's see where he's actually going. Trying to push in the long route towards maybe the A flag, though I want to say he's going to push in towards the satellite building. Looking for safe here. Does spot him out. Doesn't get the kill just yet, though. But he does obviously let Safe know exactly where he is, but it allows the B push to come in, and allows them to pick that one up here. And they see NYM just falling back. I think they're trying to maybe play the safe one, though. Again, you know, Gamers Connection don't have many tickets to work with, but neither is Meteor Makers.
Yeah, look at this, 82 for GC. That, I mean, purely off the back of that trip cap, GC are all in it. I mean, it was looking pretty messy, pretty level, and GC took a step up and met their makers. Oh God, I regret that one. And Punchroll.
Took that from my book.
Most likely. Let's see.
Ooh, Punchroll coming from behind, picks up two big kills right there. And then even gets the revive in on Flax. Not going to get his other teammate Sayo there. No, he will get him as well. And that gives him like a pretty much full revive up. They're going to have B wide open, or they're even attacking C at the same time here. And Fraud, he has to come out big if he wants to be able to pick this map up for themselves. And he will pick up the kill on a save. He will strive for the fight another day here. Sayo just going to back off, but doesn't matter. B's going to be picked up here. Meteor Makers getting the 2 cap. And here we go. 76. They can't fall below 43, or they will have lost out here. And a 2-0 for Meteor Makers.
Yeah, GC do not want to falter. Obviously, if 73 falls beneath that precedent set in the first, we're going to see Meteor Makers progressing through the semi-final into that final slot. Still, NYM, they've struggled to hold on to these A and B sites before, and it looks like GC, with 3 players dropped on towards that A site, we could see a change of hands. A change of guard, perhaps even on C as well.
Let's see, looks like C will be taken as they lose A, and they will have, well, not a tri-cap, but they'll have a 2-0 for a quick second there. But you can see only 7 tickets left to go for them. And they need to make sure to save every single ticket that they possibly can.
C stayed neutral throughout that whole thing. Punchroll finally jumps on it, but
look at B, it's wide open.
It's going to favor the Frenchmen, and they charge, throwing everyone they can towards that B site, and rightfully so. Look at the spawns they've just been forced into. 4 players right at the back near the north side of the map, and that's going to be a B site with a lot of players from top GC. They're wise to send Fraud up towards C as well. Let's see how Flax responds to this one, though. NYM, they need to pick up, they need to win these 1v1s, win these trades, and Zia has other plans. Rella as well. There's so many frags, almost a full squad wipe. And GC, if ever there was a time to pick up 4, make it 5 frags, Zia is just woken up.
Oh no, look at the spawn.
I don't believe it. A triple cap again. GC, where are they pulling these from?
This spawn is amazing, though. If they can win up the 3v1 over at A, which they should be able to. If we see Punchroll pick up the 1v1 here over towards the C5, they could stop the bleeding. They could try to strike. There's only 13 seconds left to go on the side of Gamers Connection. But did they get wiped out at A? No, they still have one man there. It's going to be Flax. He needs this kill. He needs to kill Jika right now, as you can see on the side. And he's the last man in the squad. That means they failed on C here. And that is going to be not peak at A. Wow, Gamers Connection taking it to map number 3.
Oh my, look, I'm on the edge of my seat. The French are going to be happy with that one. GC, they looked like a wounded animal. That's exactly how I summarized them previously, but they have fought back in full force, and the wounded animal still has a bit of bite left.
We can see Rella at 15-9 in that one, Fraud at 12-7, 13-10 for Gia, and over on the other side of Meteor Makers, no one really stood out, which is very unlike Meteor Makers. You know, 11-9 for Flax, 10-10 for Punchroll, something that typically doesn't happen too often for them, and that might be why they had a downfall on that map. I mean, there's 13 tickets they needed before they would have won in a 2-0, and now they're going to go to a third map, and on one of the maps that is the most, or can be the most, one-sided over onto Lancang Dam.
Oh, we spoke about Dam, didn't we? We didn't think it was going to come to it. You were talking clean sweep NYM, and that is a bit of a shocker, and I'm sure some of you guys at home, some of you guys in the crowd weren't expecting to see that. I am happy that I did, though. Fantastic work from GC. And going into this third one, a map we haven't seen too much of. We have seen some play, though. I think we saw the ESC game where they once they lost B, it was a real tough one. It's such a hard site, like it's constantly under scrutiny. There's constantly exchanges being happening in that middle area around that B site, and so constantly losing that, I don't know how GC would deal with that pressure, and I do think NYM favor Lancang Dam.
I would agree. I'd 100% agree. I remember the first time I ever saw Meteor Makers was on Lancang Dam, and it was a very one-sided affair. I can't remember the team they were playing against at the time. I want to say it was Fnatic, but as Epsilon at the time, I don't know. It was really
that lineup though.
Yeah, it was really weird. I can't remember exactly who won that one. Maybe it was even Dinotas. There's obviously a big rivalry between the two here, but looks like we'll be getting into game here in just a few seconds. 25 seconds left on the countdown. Over on the Chinese side, we will have Meteor Makers, and over on the Russian side, it will be Gamers Connection. Remember, we saw this map earlier on, and it wasn't even close. It was not really that close here, as we had PKD win with 93 tickets in that one.
So, I mean, I'm still in a little bit of shock. The fact that I thought, I mean, this was game over. I thought it was going to clean sweep 2-0 from MYM. They're suddenly like, whoa, hang on. I think we need to pull our socks up, get back into this game, and we'll see if they do that. I think we're going to be going live into this one. Am I mistaken?
No, we're good. We should be in. And as you can see, Meech Makers to send one man out into the corridor here. They're actually going to break out over towards this B flag. As you can see, a lot of blue icons here as they're going to push straight in. I'm going to make the door. Bam. Made it perfect. Jason, you were amazing. As you can see, a lot of explosions happening in every single direction here. And it looks like the side of Games Connection have been able to pick this one up, or at least fighting for it with an man advantage here. You see still safe sitting out here. And look at this random respawn coming in for Fraud. It's a terrible spawn in terms of where it is and how far you have to run. But it could give him C because it's wide open right now. He might get the flank on Safe, and it looks like he has been able to. He gets the kill, and that shuts down Safe, giving that information over to Meet Your Makers.
Okay, let's see the metal detectors going off as Frod is going to be trying to work his way up in towards C. Like you said, it's wide open. He's going to be getting that with no real issues at the moment. That could be the potential trip cap, but I think there's far too many MYM bodies on B to keep hold of that one. GC going to let that one slip away. Can he keep hold of it though? Safe's on his way towards C as well, so this could be real good play for by Safe here if he can bring this one home for MYM as well.
We'll find out. Obviously, he's actually just going to back away instead.
Yeah, okay, and how do you feel about that? I feel like losing his two teammates, he felt that that was not worth going in until they could get the respawn on him, and that's exactly what he's doing, waiting for it to happen, and he couldn't quite do so. Zia picking up the frags, perfect timing with him, and always pushing when he needs to, being passive when he doesn't, and real star player for me, standing out for the GC side.
I think we saw how scared that, I think we saw how scared that Safe was after that. How they felt they should have won in that last half of the second half. But the thing is, they got really aggressive. They started throwing men at some of the flags, and because of that, they lost out. And right there, he was, I can be aggressive and potentially get C back, or I can wait for some respawns. And in the end, he waits for respawns and dies nonetheless here. So obviously, that last map definitely affecting both teams here. And Gamers Connection, as you can see, with a lead nonetheless with 20 tickets, have really started to step up.
Yeah, and it's a great lead, only kind of foregoing 6 tickets so far. So GC on it, and they're just off the back, such momentum. They must be so motivated after taking what they did, probably couldn't believe as they saw those final tickets tick away on that second map, managing to secure it against MYM, a team who obviously is the highest caliber of team they've met so far in this tournament. We'll see where this takes them now, though. BC holds still in full effect. Somehow they're battling out on these outside. Ducky does bring Zia down, and that's going to be huge. And as they begin this assault on towards B, Hexus is going to make a real big play towards Ducky, though, with the Ace 23, managing to secure that frag, and that's going to maybe give them a slight bit of breathing room on this outside area of B.
It's really funny to see that. Teams are fighting outside. Usually it's inside of the building. They're like, let's just duke it out here. And
big stack, 3 players actually from MYM, all on the outside area. And we can see Jika just hanging around, knows that there's potential for this inside office altercation, and he's not going to give them the kill easily. Ducking Bobbin doesn't need to really do too much other than holding steady on the site. Right now, MYM are kind of playing with themselves. They need to start making a move towards the site, and we'll see if they can secure it. Right now, Punch Roll's really their best bet.
They need to stop playing with themselves and start playing against the other team right now, because, Gamers Connection, they're winning. They're up about 40 tickets right now, and the holds they've been able to pull off, they've been strong. And again, this is the map. I mean, once you have B and once you have another flag, it's so hard to kind of breach this. Even a tri-cap, as we saw just prior with the ESC versus PKD game. So right now, I don't know. I feel like, 139 tickets is a lot. It's not possible to come back from.
Oh my, it is if the trip cap. We've seen what GC can do with the trip cap before. I do not believe my eyes as the whole map turns blue. And I mean, this is going to have to be something special to respond, especially looking how spread out the MYM side are. They're going to be desperate to recover something, do a bit of damage control, head towards these sites. The communication is going to be a bit frayed and a bit messy as finally they've decided to set their sights on B. But the defensive play right now is looking pretty good. Safe though, finally with one, Flax with another as they start spiraling out of control towards this B site. A is being returned to MYM control, courtesy of Ducky, and we do see a bit of a fantastic move from Flax and co on B. So MYM,
ooh, Ducky,
weren't gonna let it happen, and as you continuing extending this, Ducky making big plays towards A, managing to bring it under his control. B was gonna be changed over, but a nice defensive play from Frod changed that. And so BC hold, great play from GC, rubbing salt into the wound. I mean, GC, how are they on 133 tickets? We were saying this is going to be an MYM map. We said the second map was going to be an MYM map, and GC must have heard us, and they are proving us wrong. Wow.
Really busted my balls on that one. But it's true. I mean, Gamers Connection, I said at the start, I want to see Gamers Connection play the way they have been able to in the groups. I want to see them step up and play their potential. And you know what? They're starting to finally be able to do it here. As you can see, Safe getting behind them. Oof. That was a big facepalm. He got behind 2 people, took his time, ended up failing, and ended up getting taken down here. So a little bit of a misplay, but nonetheless, they have gotten B. They might lose on A, though. As we can see, Gia has the height or the vertical advantage right now. As he's going to peek out on the staircase, gets the kill on the Sayo. That will net them the 2-1 hold here, though. It is C, it is A, and we're actually going to find out here in just a few seconds how long this A hold will go. Look again. I don't understand. Matchmakers are still playing so scared. Like, they could have pushed in towards A. They could have picked up this kill. But right now, Safe trying to go for a desperation move, trying to go towards C. And look at this. Sayo losing out on A at the same time.
They're just... You're right, they're playing scared, they've got their tail between their legs, and I think GC, they have just a little bit of that random element, they're just a little bit unusual, a bit of a break from the meta, that MYM don't feel confident in the decisions they're making right now. They're heading towards the sites and they're like, oh, but it's GC, they're going to do something different. There's a little bit of doubt, and that seed of doubt has caused this huge ticket deficit in this first half of the third map. This could be huge, ladies and gentlemen. The fact that GC have this ticket advantage, if they can close it off, keeping it above 100, I mean, that's huge to say, I know, and obviously with 28 left, it can go either a little bit further down, but right now, if they can keep up above 100, GC are going to make a real mountain for MYM to control.
He's got bloodlust in his eyes, killed his own teammate there.
Yeah, he's obviously just desperate. He knows that if they did kill 18 people, 18 spawns is all it takes, and holding 3 sites is going to be a little bit quicker way to do so. No need for the kills right now. All it takes is sitting in, and Jika is testament to that, sitting at the top of the stairs, ensuring the integrity of his site stays pure. And look at this, great play from Jika. Eventually, I tell a lie. Oh, I thought he was going to go down. Safe just laughed at him 30 bullets later, but with 4 tickets left, MYM have spiraled out of control and are completely throwing away what should very well be a close game in this third map. 116 tickets, fantastic work from GC.
They said it last second there and get it down to 114, it looks like, but it doesn't matter nonetheless. Now you have Duckichet alive, and he's even gone now. As you can see, that will be a 113 ticket lead here coming into the second half for Gamers Connection.
Look at them. They are going to be so happy with that one. They have got big smiles on their faces. I don't know if I even want to cut to MYM because those guys...
Actually, I really would like to see them because they're a team based off momentum, based off morale.
Safe must have been silent.
Yeah, and if he's quiet, if he's upset, then that kind of means that there's not a lot of hope for them coming into the second half.
Wow, I'm going to do a quick scoreboard rundown. 11 to 4 kills. That's 11 to deaths, of course. Jika, 11. Fraud, 8. Hexis, 9. And the highest on the scoreboard then for MYM was 9. So fantastic work all around. GC, as standalone players, really brought it to a whole new level. And MYM couldn't keep up.
All right, so we will be getting underway here with the second half very shortly. But remember, winner of this game goes on to the finals. Winner of this game goes on to play against the winner of Fnatic versus PKD. Winner of this game gets a large increase in amount of prize money that they're going to get.
There's a lot of money on the line, and that's and Safe is really not happy. I mean, I completely understand. You can stand in his shoes and realize, 30,000 euros, and the bigger the slice comes from the...
He's been chewing gum all day. How does his jaws not hurt?
It's like Alex Ferguson from Man United. He
is that a British actor or something?
A manager football, the real football. Not the...
yes, ask an American. Don't you know this famous football player?
Soccer?
No.
You know soccer?
They're saying with an Irish accent.
I was an attempt at American. I'll give up. Yours is actually quite good,
What?
Your American accent.
I've had practice for 26 years.
Have you really?
Yeah.
Fantastic.
All right, so second half kicking off here. Obviously, switch to the sides. Matchmakers on the Russian side. Gamers Connection over on the Chinese. And right now, 113 tickets is the difference. If Matchmakers want to win it, they cannot afford to get tri-capped. They have to pick something up soon. They have to at least hold a 2-1 in the beginning. And honestly, that shouldn't be too tough for them to do here as we get this one off here in about 5 seconds. So let's just drop you in the game.
Let's have a little look what GC have in store for us and how MYM can deal with this. Such a tough... how is it 116? I don't want to get it wrong. No, it's 100 and something. We'll find out as we jump into game. 113 perhaps. But right now, MYM need to start strong and hold it. They're looking to split it up. You see GC sending one player, Fraud, to that A site. In the meantime, though, the main basis of them is on B. It's going to be a bit of a bloodshed on the B site as per. This time, great start from Sayo as he takes down Zia.
All right, now it's going to switch over to Hexis here because he has a little bit more of a clear vision on what's happening inside the room, obviously. Smoke grenades are being used in this one. Hexis, it's been huge for them before. He needs to do it yet again here. He's actually starting to get the cap on this one, or he's actually trying to deny it a little bit here. And as you can see, it will be denied by Flax, who picks up the kill at the perfect time versus still B up for contention. A is actually going to be pushed here by Games Connection, realizing they only need to hold a 2-1 here. And if they win out in this 1v1, if Relic can get this kill, which he does, this might mean the end of the game already.
I do. GC, a team who looked so very shaky, even back to that first map. Incredible play from MYM.
Where's this? Oh my lord!
It's a trip
spawns.
The spawns as well. This could be it. This could very well be it. If MYM don't do something crazy right now, safe at the front of this one, if he's not screaming, if he's not getting his team involved, this could very well be the bleed that finishes off the giants that are MYM. And no golden goose for them today.
I think that's going to be it. If they can't even get C, they can't get any flag here. And this is going to be...
They are screaming. You can hear the players from right back where we are. And GC, no, if they can hold on to this trip cap, I do not believe my eyes. Keep an eye on that blue number. It falls beneath 113. We see GC, these French, not newcomers, but French who have not got this far in a long, long time. And it very well could see them knocked out. I see GG's in chat already. That trip cap has stayed. MYM must be furious as the giants that are MYM fall. And there's some very, very happy men right there.
Well deserved as well. I mean, after losing the first map, they come back on Storm, which is one of their strong maps, and then go to Dawnbreaker, and to pick up 113 tickets against a team like Meteor Makers, the caliber that they are, is something that's...
in the glory. Summarized right now is what they're going to be doing on the back of their shirts. Oh, hell yes. These guys really going to appreciate that one. Good game all round. I mean, that was such a challenge for them. They brought it when they needed to. And, I mean, credit to GC. I can't wait to see where they bring us next.
I actually can't wait either. I'm actually curious to see if they can take it all the way. Obviously, going up against the winner, Fnatic versus PKD, which should be coming up next. It's going to be a tough one for both those teams, but no matter... I almost just want to assume, and I feel bad for this, that Fnatic is going to win. To beat... Okay, so let's look at it this way. Doesn't matter. So let's say PKD beats Fnatic. You have to beat a team that has won every single cup, that hasn't dropped a map in the playoffs so far. Yes. Or you play against that team. It's not going to be easy no matter what.
Yeah, you're absolutely spot on. Fnatic are the team to beat. Every team I spoke to, I've spoken to the kind of these in-game leaders saying, you know, who is the team that you fear leading against, playing against? And 9 times out of 10, it was Fnatic. And the team, to their credit, are an incredible, probably the cream of the Battlefield crop, all put together into one team. And so they are the one to beat. PKD, they've already surprised us once. I bet they could do it again. And again, these are...
That's going to be a tougher opponent, though. I mean, not taking anything away from Epsilon, but Fnatic, again, is a whole nother beast. And in the meantime, it's enough from us. Let's head over to actually Redo as an interview with the winners.
Thank you, Jason. Congratulations. GC are in the grand finals of ESL One. What's that like right now?
It's amazing. I've not expected that against Meteor Makers, especially like they learned their mistakes from Season 2. But I really think we can do this against Fnatic also, but it's going to be, I think, way harder because they're more experienced.
Yeah. I mean, the weird thing for you guys is you started yesterday, didn't start very well, lost the opening game. You've had to do it the hardest way possible by losing that opening game. What's that like mentally for you?
I don't know what you mean.
Just in terms of how do you just stop thinking, you know, we're playing rubbish, we're playing bad. How do you start playing good again?
I try to motivate my guys, and I think it's going well. You know, it's like French, allez, allez, you know. And the third map, Lancang Dam, we've not practiced at all, and I've not expected that. Like the same in the Gamers Assembly, final map, and we fucking raped them. Like it's amazing, you know.
Yeah, I mean, MYM, top team. They won the first championship, obviously in Season 1 as well. Really great team. You lose the first map here again, so you're making it hard for yourselves every time. What do you say to the guys for map 2 and 3? Yeah, just don't focus on the loss and we need to win, you know, it's not over. So we knew we could do it, and well, we did it, and it's just amazing. I can't explain the feeling, you know. Congratulations, Allez le Bleu. What? Allez le Bleu. Yeah, okay, all right. I'm just going to let him get back to his team because he's completely lost it. Well done to GC. They've taken down the Season 1 champions, MYM. Our second semi-final is coming up next. Are we going to see another shock? Can PKD take down the champions, Fnatic? We'll find out soon.